Welcome to my kitchen. On today's recipe is Afghan cuisine. The name is dam pukht. What dam pukht is basically steamed rice with mixed vegetables, and this is occasionally made in each and every Afghan's house. It's supposed to be a quick recipe when there's not much around to make, and I'll serve this today with tal khatun. I'll show you what tal khatun is, so let's take a look at the recipe. For the dam pukht recipe, which is the mixed vegetarian Afghan rice, I'm using about 2 cups of rice. This is the Afghan basmati rice, and it's been soaked for a few hours. You can find this rice at any Middle Eastern, Persian or Afghan store, as well as chopped medium onion, 1 large tomato chopped. Definitely need cilantro on this recipe or fresh coriander. I'm using about small size of potatoes. This is optional. Some people use it, some don't. Definitely we need carrots and peas. And I'm using frozen about 1 cup. You can use your regular peas and carrot as well as some mixed Afghan spice. This is for the rice. I showed you guys in many of my videos what this is. I'll also put the recipe just at the bottom of the video what type of spices this is. This is particularly for Afghan rice, and some basic other spices. I'll walk you through as I add them to my recipe. So let's go to the making of this. I'll start by adding about 3 to 4 tablespoons of oil. I'm using a big round pan for this, and my heat is on medium. Now add the onions. It's been about 2 minutes that I have the onions in the oil. Now I'm gonna add about 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds. Cumin seeds gives really good flavor for your rice. Now for this recipe, you wanna make sure you don't burn the onions. So now it's time to add the tomatoes. It's been 2 minutes I've been stirring the tomatoes. Now it's time to add salt. Salt is to your own taste. I'm adding about 1 to 1/2 teaspoon of salt and about 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder. Add the potatoes as well as the frozen peas and carrots. I'm only going to add 1 cup of water for 2 cups of rice. Add the cilantro, and at the same time we're going to add the rice. So I have drained the water and we're going to add the rice now to this. Once you add the rice, make sure you mix it nicely once or twice and bring this to a boil. You also want to make sure that you don't add too much water. The water should not be over the rice since we're going to be steaming this soon. Once the liquid of the rice or the water gets a bit absorbed, now you're going to mix the rice once or twice here, and then we're going to sprinkle some of the Afghan spice, the rice spice, and I'm just going to use about 1 teaspoon, just sprinkle on top. And we're gonna let this simmer between 25 minutes to half an hour. It's up to you depending on your heat. And I'll place it on a low. Make sure it's on very low, otherwise your rice will get burnt. Now is the time to show you guys the recipe for the tal khatun. What tal khatun is basically is a thick based yogurt that mixed with some of the vegetables. Now I learned this recipe from my grandfather. He never explained what tal khatun means, but he said this is the name. So here I'm using a yogurt here, about 6 to 8 tablespoons. I'm going to add into this just a tablespoon of everything here. I have cucumbers, cilantro, a little bit of onions, and some lettuce. So I'm going to add everything together here. Once you had a chance to mix everything well, as you notice I did not add any water, as it's supposed to be a thick yogurt mixed with vegetables. I'm also going to sprinkle a little bit of salt. Salt is to your own taste. Now this recipe goes well with majority of Afghan rice dish or cuisine, and you can serve this with anything pretty much, and I always serve this with dam pukht because it tastes really good. it's time to serve the rice. It's been simmering for about 25 minutes now. So just before serving this, I'm going to mix this nicely. Give it a good mix. It smells phenomenal, and I can go ahead and serve this. Here is our homemade damport, which is the Afghan mixed vegetable rice. Very easy recipe and very easy steps. I'm also serving this with the talkhatun, which I showed you guys the recipe as well. This is optional. You may serve this with plain yogurt, with the Afghan salad, your regular salad, or even any pickle if you like. I hope you guys do get a chance to try this wonderful easy recipe. I thank you once again for those of you who have subscribed to my channel, and for those who haven't, please do